la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. I definitely don't want to sing alone. Without Alexandra, I definitely need you to sing with me. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Did you tell Barry that my back monitor's not on? Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Shabbat Shalom, as people are finding their way in, and we have the privilege of welcoming people who are joining us virtually. I ask that those who are with us virtually feel free to reach for the PDF, which is on our website immediately underneath the live stream link. We continue on page 128. Please join me as we set our intention together. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. The source needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love the source is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love the source is to love the world HaShekhinah created, and to work to perfect it. To love HaShekhinah is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us, and to bring that vision to life. Page 129, it's our tradition during Kabbalat Shabbat to open our hearts with song that lifts us in prayer. Dodi li. Dodi li va'ani lo haro'eh b'shoshanim. Dodi li va'ani lo haro'eh b'shoshanim. 129. Mi zotola min hamidbar, mi zotola, mi zotola min hamidbar, mi zotola. Dodi li va'ani lo haro'eh b'shoshanim. Dodi li va'ani lo haro'eh b'shoshanim. Mi kuteret mor, mor ulivona, mor ulivona. Mi kuteret mor, mor ulivona, mor ulivona. Dodi li va'ani lo haro'eh b'shoshanim. Dodi li va'ani lo haro'eh b'shoshanim. Ya la 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 la, la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, la 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 la. Ya la la la, la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. La 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 la. Ya la 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 la. La 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 la. I am still not over how exciting it is for me to be able to look out into our sanctuary, our Beit Knesset, and to see other faces, not only the ones that are joining us virtually. So before we go forward, I'm going to ask, without getting up, that you just swivel in your seats and greet somebody that you didn't come in with. Wish them a Gidden Shabbos, a good Shabbat, and maybe even introduce yourself if you do not know who it is that you are greeting. (129), paragraph 2. Kol dodi, kol dodi, kol dodi hine ze ba. Kol dodi, kol dodi, kol dodi hine ze ba. Midaleg al heharim, מקפץ על הגבעות, מדלג על ההרים, מקפץ על הגבעות. קול דודי, קול דודי, קול דודי, הנה זה בא. קול דודי, קול דודי, קול דודי, הנה זה בא. מדלג על ההרים, מקפץ על הגבעות. מדלג על ההרים, מקפץ על הגבעות. יאי לה לה לי, יאי לה לה לי, יאי לה לה לי, לה לה לי, לי לי. יאי לה לה לי, יאי לה לה לי. Yai la 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 la, Yai lai lai lai, yai lai ya la lai, yai lai lai la la lai, lai lai, yai lai 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 la la lai, yai lai lai la la lai lai lai. I'm going to ask the congregation to join me in welcoming the Sabbath light inward. And then together we welcome Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Parents, put your hands on your children's forehead and whisper a Sabbath blessing to them. For those who are here without their grown children or grandchildren with them, send your prayer from your heart to your children. 138 and 139, moving from the blessings of our own home to the blessings of our community as we pray together. We pray paragraphs 1 and 2, 5 and 9. When we reach the 9th paragraph, it is our tradition to stand and face the entrance to the sanctuary. In doing so, we turn all of our heart, all of our attention to anyone who chooses to join us to be in our midst. We think that welcoming is natural, but it's a reminder that we have to be mindful. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, ishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad, ushmo echad, l'shem u'tiferet, v'litchila. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor habracha, merosh mikedem nesucha. Sof ma'aseh b'machsheva, techila lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Paragraph 5. Hitorevri, Kiva orech kumi uri, shir daberi. Kivod Adonai alayich negila, lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat kala Panei Shabbat nekabela. Paragraph 9. Boi v'shalom Ateret ba'ala Gam b'simcha uv'tohala Toch emunei am segula Boi chala lecha dodi Likrat kala Panei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Panei Shabbat nekabela. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. For those of you who are familiar with our congregation, it has been our tradition for years to sing and to dance during Shabbat. We have been wary of the dancing during COVID. It's my hope that as we learn to protect one another, we are going to be able to return to safe dancing and soon to a time when COVID is not our reality. Page 144. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabba Amen B'alma divra chirute V'yamlich malchute B'chayechon Uv'yomechon Uv'chayedecho Beit Yisrael Ba'agala Uvizmahan kariv V'imru Amen Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach Le'olam ul'almei olmaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shmei Dekudesha Barichu Elamin Kol Berchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Damiram Be'alma V'immeru Amen. 146. Ya la 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 Ya la 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 Ya la 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 Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Please be seated. $148. Take a moment and allow your heart and your mind to wander outdoors and notice. Notice the miracle of the seasons changing. Notice the fragility of our earth and our responsibility of stewardship. Notice the beauty you encountered today and how it felt on your face, on your neck, on your eyes, and on your heart. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. Holding full and unconditional love, 152, we affirm our faith. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. 155 together. Love your source with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gates. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot so that you can be holy for HaShekhinah. I am Adonai, your Shekhinah. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your Shekhinah. On the facing page, Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta b'ham b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha Adonai Elohechem emet. 158. Birkat Geula always comes before the Michamocha. I'm going to ask you, children of all ages, to think about a kindness you brought to the world this past week. Imagine what that was. And now bring your kavanah, bring your intention to a piece of shalom, to a piece of wholeness that you want to carry with you into Shabbat and maybe even into next week. Because only with kindness, only when we heal the world and partner with the divine, can we hope that we can know the divine presence as Moses and Miriam and all of the children of Israel did. 158. Yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai, yai lai 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 ya la 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 lai. Lai la lai lai yai lai la la lai, yai la lai lai ya la 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 lai. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. Malchutecha ra'u b'hanecha, bokeya yam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Ze eli anu ve'amru, ze eli anu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai, yai lai 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 ya la 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 lai, yai la lai lai yai lai la la lai, lai la lai 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 lai. 161. Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our source. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence and our acceptance and gentle love, watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Yerushalayim and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. 162. More than the Jews have kept Shabbat, Shabbat has kept the Jews, teaches Achad Ha'am. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasod et ha-Shabbat, לדורותם ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. So now as we prepare for Tfilat Amidah, my amazing young people are going to have two choices. For Amidah, if you are feeling like a really big kid, you can sit with your parents and you can read the Hebrew, the Amidah. If you would like to sign the Amidah with me, you can come and sit down anywhere in front of the red Torah table, as long as you are a hand's length away from anyone who's not in your pod, in your family. And for the Amidah, everyone's going to hold a private place where they're praying in their hearts, and I'm going to pray with you. But for this Amidah, we're going to give all the adults a place to pray. So we're going to keep our prayers silently in our hearts. Ani, Abigail, great. Zusha and Moses, sit on your tushies, please. Thank you. Perfect. And you can turn and face me. I'm going to ask the congregation to rise. Tfilat Amidah. Opening on page 164. I'm going to ask, as we open together, that you indulge in Tfilah Balachash also, finding your own prayer. The traditional Tfilah continues through page 180. When you have completed your prayer, work your way back to your seats. Adonai, Sifatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Are you guys ready? Turn and look at me. Ready? Moses, look at me. Shelo yigamer le'olam. Ha'ol ve'hayam. Yishurush, Shalamayim, Barak, Shalom. Shalom. Let me have peace. Let me be whole. Let me be healed. Shalom. 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 I am at peace. I'm one with the world. I have hope. Shalom. 653. Eli, שלא ייגמר לעולם, החול והים, רשרוש של המים, ורק השמיים, תפילת האדם, החול והים, רשרוש של המים, ורק השמיים, תפילת האדם. O source HaShekhinah, I pray that these things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart, the sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart. So I promised you guys, and I mean it, that you're going to be called up to the bima, but first a story. And for me, for Rabbi Yael to keep her mask off, for the story, I need you to sit at the bottom. Then I'll put my mask on, and you guys are going to be able to come up and open the Aron HaKodesh with me. So I'm very excited. But right now, Moses, go to Zusha and sit with him, Tushy down all the way down. I'm going to tell you why. Can you guys turn around, Moses, so you can hear the story? Would you do that? Yeah? So, Abigail and Ani, Asa and Henry, Moses and Zusha, before heaven and earth came into being, in time before time, when nothing existed, the letters of the alphabet not only existed, but they had an argument over which of them would be the first letter in the Torah, the first in the Creator's act of creation. I should be the first, said the letter Tet. Because tet begins the word tov, meaning good. Tet, tov, should be the first letter of the Torah. No, said the letter shin. I should be the first, because shin begins the word Shabbat. And we all know there's nothing more important than Shabbat. What about me? Said the letter Tav. Because you know what? Tav begins the word Torah. And what's more important than Torah? And like this, all the letters were bickering with one another, fighting and arguing, and HaShekhinah, the source, listened to each of the letters, their claim to merit. And each time HaMakor heard a letter's argument, HaMakor rejected it. Nope, not you. Each time, until the letter Bet stepped forward. And without asking for anything or insisting on anything, without saying a word, the letter Bet simply reminded the others, Bet is the first letter of the word Baruch, bracha, blessed and blessing. That was all the source of creation had to hear. Immediately, Hatzor selected the letter Bet to be the first letter of Hatzor's Torah, the letter that is the basis for all creation. Although Bet is not the first letter of the alphabet, what's the first letter of the alphabet? That's right, Aleph. Absolutely, Aleph. Not Bet. And Bet, in fact, is the second letter. But Bet, Hatzor explained, will come first in creation. For the letter Bet begins the word blessings. And all of the blessings for all of humanity, for all of the universe, for all of the world will be offered up to me through blessings. And only if my universe, if humanity, if individuals can actually know the superpower of blessings, will the world endure. So the Torah begins with the letter Bet. Bereshit bara Elohim, which means in the beginning, as the source was creating, and all the other letters who had argued were not first, but in fact, the Aleph was the only one who was totally silent. Aleph, which designates the silence of all tongues, of all the letters. And God was really pleased with Aleph's ability to be silent. HaShekhinah imagined that silence was a humility, being humble. And HaShekhinah was so pleased with the humility that HaShekhinah turned to the Aleph and said, you know what? You, with your humility, who has refrained from squabbling with the other letters, you will be the very first letter of revelation, of the Brit, when the Torah is given to all humanity. And so the Aleph, the first letter of El HaElyon's utterance in Anochi at Mount Sinai, is the first letter of revelation, of divinity, of God's Brit. So the young people too are getting used to being back. I only want to share with you, I am thrilled that they are excited and energized and here. Tomorrow morning, Saturday Minyan begins at 10 a.m. Masking, social distance is in practice. Our Zimit Religious School Learning Adventure this Sunday at 9:30. Daily connections with me, with Rabbi Yael, resume next week following the high holiday period. Tuesday morning meditation. Wednesday Hebrew trope. Wednesday afternoon conversational Hebrew. Thursday coffee chai with the rabbi. Confirmation class meets Wednesday night and Friday night. 2 of our 3 meetings this month happen to fall in the same week. And next Friday, Kabbalat Shabbat goes to our regular Kabbalat Shabbat throughout the rest of the month at 7:30 p.m. A gentle, loving reminder that we all have a role in feeding our neighbors with our partnership, our initiative with the Blue Fridge. The Blue Fridge is open and accepting daily and ongoing donations. Our congregation is focusing on fresh fruits and vegetables. Always home-cooked and prepared meals are welcome. Look on our website or contact the office or any of the committee members to find out how to get more involved, or take one of the brown paper bags in the lobby to get you started. The backpack project for Spy Sisterhood is continuing, collecting backpacks and school supplies for children in our community. Contact Cindy Silver to find out how you can help. Turning in our Siddur to page 371. I ask that our attention go to Israel Aga, David Anderson, Amanda Batista, Susan Bosch, Susan Becker, Jenny Bryan, Tom Burrows, Amelia Byers, Audrey Cohn, Barbara Cohn, Robert Cook, Adele Corvin, Tyler Corvin, Louis Costello, Yehuda Ben Levi, Yehuda Ben Leah Vachayim, Ellen Futterman, John Gaudier, Joy Gross, Ron Hall, Anna Hernandez, Darren Jacobs, Judy Jacobs, Lee Kalish, Seth Kerr, Susan Klamberg, Andrea Klein, Mary Jane Klein, Lou Klein, Jack Levy, Jeff Lukash, Lana Ogram, Moshe Yosef, Pat Brackman, Stephanie Payusko, Carla Friedman, Ellie Edelwitz, Tony Rosenstein, Robin Stone, Elaine Trott, Ellen Vogeloff, George Wells, Ben Wilder, Phyllis Wolfield, Jeffrey Zelkovitz, Gretchen Zimmerman. Continued healing for all of our loved ones who are on our continued healing list as I hold you in our prayers. And now, if you have names for those in the house, please send them forward now. For all those who have been mentioned in voice and for those who you are holding in your hearts, we turn to the Misha Berach 371. Misha Berach Avotenu Lekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us sing. Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha la'avotenu Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit. And let us say, Amen. At this time, I am going to ask all of the children who are wearing their masks to come forward with me as the congregation stands together. We turn to the Aleinu, page 500. And 87, please rise. Moses, if you want to come up with us, and I'll tell you all about it right afterwards. Let's do our real best. Big kids, show the little kids how we keep our distance. Great. Come on forward, Henry. And Zusha, can you put your hands here? Henry, put your hand under, and let's open, sweetheart. Watch your fingers when you open. Bend in. Okay. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא שם חלקנו לייחד את שמו, וגור עלינו להמליך מלכותו. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. 591, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד. Watch your fingers, sweetheart. Watch your fingers, sweetheart. There you go. Put your finger right here and help me here. There you push in. You got it. Yes, you can go down. Yasher kochachem. You guys go back down to your parents, and then I'll get you back for motzi, okay? Please be seated. Recognizing that there are members of our community who are in their Shana, in their year of grief, those recent deaths, those who are observing Shiva, Shloshim, and Shana. For these most recent, I ask that we turn our attention to Ellie Quarter, Amy Kirshner, Shirley Stone, Gertrude Tepper, Karen Dutkin, Thomas Snell, Joseph Horowitz, Beth Klotsky, Faye Cohen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. So too, tonight do we hold the yahrzeits of loved ones who died in this season in years past, whose yahrzeits are being observed. William Cohn, Ben Kahn, Harold Kuhl, remembered by Richard Moskowitz, Ruth Lichtenstein, remembered by Fred and Joan Quarterer, Bertha Marblestone, Betty Monashevsky, Harold Monashevsky's mother, Paul Rosenbaum, Eva Schlesinger, Jules Schoenberg, Mary Run Weil, Ken Bitz's sister, Joseph Zippel, Arnie and Sharon Zippel's son, Jason Zappel, Arnie and Sharon Zappel's son, Dirk Zimmer, Melanie Hall's dear friend, George Zinn, Zichronam Livracha, may their memory be for a blessing. 592, when I die, give what's left of me away to children and old people that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands, by letting bodies touch bodies, and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die. People do, so when all that's left of me is love, give me away. Standing together, 598, for those mentioned, for the martyrs of our people who left no one to say Kaddish, and for the people of every race and nation who live their lives as a blessing to humanity, we affirm, Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, Bi'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute, B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye techo beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach Le'olam Ulalmei Olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal Shmei T'kudusha Barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran bi'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shmaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol b'nei Adam v'imru Amen. Please be seated. 625. Adon olam asher malach b'terem kol yitzir nifra li'et nasa v'chefso kol azai melech shemo nikra Adon olam v'acharei kichlot hakol livado yimloch norav V'hu haya, v'hu hoveh, v'hu yeh b'tifara Adon olam, asher malach, b'terem kol, yitzir nivra li'et nasa, v'chefso kol. Azai melech shemo nikra Adon olam, v'hu echad, v'ein sheni, Laham shilo lahachbira Adon olam, beli reishit, beli tachlit, velo ha'oz v'hamizra Adon olam, asher malach, v'terem kol, yitzir nivra li'et nasa, v'chefso kol. Azai melech shemo nikra Adon olam, V'hu Eli, v'chai goali, v'tzor chevli v'etzara Adon olam, v'hu nisi, umanosli, v'natkosi b'yom ekra Adon olam, v'yado avkid ruchi, v'eti shan v'aira Adon olam, v'im ruchi, geviati, Adonai li v'lo ira Adon olam, asher malach בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נשא בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא אדון עולם. Shabbat Shalom. While we're not eating in synagogue yet, we are always blessing in synagogue. And so I'm going to ask the children to come forward with me as we find the Kiddush and the Challah. ויהי ערב, ויהי בוקר, יום השישי, ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה, ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי, ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. In this cup is sweet grapes from the vine. May your Sabbath be overflowing sweetness v'shefa kol tov. Baruch ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen. Amen. Baruch ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kohodsho, be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit, ki hu yom techila, lemikra ekodesh, zecher liyitziat mitzrayim, ki vanu v'charta, ואותנו קידשת עם כל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Amen. L'chaim. Now I'm going to see your very best social distancing etiquette, which means put your hands forward. And each of you help me by holding this with your hands forward. Stand far back with your hands forward. You got it. Are you going to help us with good etiquette? I'm really not being so good, I guess. Ha-motzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to the source for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Do you see this challah? I'm going to be outside after Shabbat, and on your way out, I'm going to let you each take a piece with you. All right? Yo, that's amazing. Shabbat Shalom.